There should be a link coming up momentarily. Oh.
Now, I absolutely loved this.
Whoop, whoop. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was awesome. Oh. Do you need anything else before we get rolling?
Mm-mm.
All right.
Oh, yeah, you're right. $3.99. Damn.
Mm-hmm. You shared the linky link?
On the HWR page, yeah. Now I'm going to see if I can go in there and share it on my personal page.
Oh my god, that fucking stunner.
I know.
Oh man. If there was 1 week that a wrestling fan had to watch wrestling, it was this past week.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
That's weird.
What you do?
So here's the post.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have any button to like, comment, or share.
What?
Yeah. Isn't that weird? Like our other ones do.
You're legit gonna make me go in this mug.
Mm-hmm.
Mine has it.
Yours has it?
Yep.
Oh, mine now has it too. Okay, that was just really weird. What was that? Did you hear that?
You could take me out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out of here.
What the hell? I can't find you either. My Facebook's acting really weird. There it is. Did you unfriend me, you bitch?
No, it's not yet.
All right, boom, shared.
Okay. So we've been live. So you give me a countdown and then you're off to the races.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Live from the landing strip in Houston, Texas is the 399th edition of Houston Wrestling Radio. This is Abel.
This is Chris.
Yeah! Thank you you so much for tuning in today. If you are joining us live, that's awesome. I'll see you here in the live chat. Like my friend here says, oh, look, Robert Drapp is already in the live chat. Welcome. We also have JoJo.
Yo! Wow!
JoJo's in the live chat.
What up, fellas?
Welcome.
On 15 minutes notice.
15 minutes notice, yes. So, if you're joining us live, thank you so much. If you have not logged in yet, go ahead, log in. That way you could ask questions, fact check, talk shit, just say hi, whatever. I'll try to involve you as best as I can in the show. If you're not watching us live, that's okay. You can still interact with us on Facebook, facebook.com/Houston Wrestling Radio. Chris.
It's been a week, bro.
Chris.
Man, before we even get started, I got to get this off my chest. Whenever we're set up to record, normally people show up 10, 15 minutes, crack open their beer, take a leak, strip down their clothes, and change into their wrestling garb. And then we press the record button, and we're off to the fucking races.
Yes.
It felt so good having you here today, man.
Yeah? Why is that?
We sat back.
Yeah.
We caught up on some wrestling that maybe I didn't watch, some stuff that you didn't watch, just to make sure that we brought everything out to the table. And then we had a nice little dinner, not quite lunch, not quite dinner, but we're still, we're still hungry for some more.
After they finally got the order.
We order on the app just to make sure that we can record at 5:30, which of course never goes to plan whenever we plan this stuff. Thanks for coming, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Are you ready?
You're my boy, Blue. Of course I'm ready. Flash, I don't know who you are. But
Yo!
Welcome. Thank you for joining us in the live
Fresh
chat.
meat.
New guy, yeah. I don't know who he is. He says, what's up?
Play with your food.
So what's up? Do I know you? Do I know you in real life? If I do, let me know who you are.
Or do I know of you?
Yeah, or do we know of you? Because, Flash sounds like a cool name, but I don't think that's the name your mama gave you.
And it sounds like you might not be sticking around for long.
Because it's a Flash.
Yeah.
Choom.
Yeah.
I see you. He says, no, I know Arnold.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. You got the B squad. The only guys that have only been doing this for 385 episodes.
It's okay, man. Arnold's busy. He's got shit that he's trying to do.
The Astros aren't even. Well, the Astros
are playing right now. They're
Yeah,
playing right now. But before we jump into everything, I just want to kind of catch up because we already got the live chat popping. Jojo Hernandez says Danhausen is really a bot, and he says I love you too. I think he means that to you, but he might mean that to me. I don't know. Robert, what's up? How was Gold Rush, bro? Gold Rush was awesome. It was a really, really good show. I can't wait until it actually comes out on YouTube on Clear Life Media's channel. Make sure you check that out.
We don't need to wait.
No?
We don't do this quite often.
What's that?
Let's start with the Houston Wrestling Radio. How was UPW last night?
That's what he's talking about. He's talking about UPW Gold Rush. It was fucking great.
I just seen like 6 or 7 different people put up video of the dude jumping out the warehouse chute 15 feet up.
So that was Chris Carter.
All right.
That was Chris Carter versus
like him already.
Sam Stackhouse.
Big boy, heavyweight champ.
Yeah. No? He was a champ for Loco. That match was for the Loco Championship because Gold Rush is UPW's 3rd anniversary show. And to celebrate 3rd anniversary, they're taking championships from other places and showcasing them because UPW is all about the wrestling community. They don't go and say, hey, we don't want to see your stuff here. If you're from a champ we celebrate that. So yeah, the Loco Championship was being defended by Sam Stackhouse against Chris Carter. And yeah, that was a crazy freaking spot, man. So it's the Santa Fe, Texas volunteer fire department that we're at, and it's the huge hangar where they normally park the fire trucks that they aren't using. So
they don't slide down a pole anymore. They just jump out like the fucking window into the trucks, or what?
On the other side has the pole.
Okay,
that's storage area where this dude decided to jump out of. And yeah, he just straight up jumped. Woo! Flew down.
Like Theory selling the Sunner, just like
yeah, man. It was pretty sick. That was real cool. And looks like there might be a little bit of dissension in Blade Enterprises. The manager of champions, Johnny Blade. Oh, man, it seems like Blade Enterprises is falling apart because at LAW, Live Action Wrestling, which is another promotion here in Texas, the UPW Tag Team Championship was defended. So LMC, Los Más Cabrones, they lost.
That sounds like copyright infringement. But we'll let that go.
They lost the UPW Tag Team titles to two members of Blade Enterprises, which is Jason Sullivan and Rottweiler Jay Davis. Jason Sullivan also happens to be the UPW heavyweight champ.
Oh.
Rottweiler Jay Davis won a battle royal a couple of months back. That gives him a shot at said title.
So and now the tag champs,
and they're both in the same in
the division.
In the group.
Yeah,
of Blade Enterprises. Yeah. So now there's some dissension, and Los Mascabrones, they got their rematch at UPW Gold Rush last night, and they won because of shenanigans.
Within Blade Enterprises,
the Blady Bunch tried to do what the Blady Bunch does.
That's a shirt, Aaron. Get on it.
There it is. So, which is try to shenanigans, and so Jay Davis went to go hit one of the members of LMC with the title belt while Jason was holding the other one. He got out of the way, but he put on the brakes. It's like, oh man, you know what? Fuck you anyway. Bam!
So he was Marsha.
Yeah. So he's like, you know what? I don't care about the tag titles. I care about the heavyweight title. I care about me. Johnny Blade Enterprises be damned. Bam! New tag team champs. And Jason Sullivan laid out in the middle of the ring. It was awesome. It was awesome. But yeah, man, it was a great show. Can't wait for the rest of the card to be put up on the YouTube. Check it out. Your boy was commentary last night. I wasn't ring announcing. I was commentary.
He did a great job commentating some commercials during the commercial break when we were trying to catch up on fucking Young Bucks and FTR, which we'll get to in a minute.
He said, okay, it's picture-in-picture time. Let's mute it. Abel, give me commentary. I was like, well, it looks like the girl's setting up hockey to hit. Oh, poor guy. He got his
band-aided.
Yeah. Now they got to call that insurance company. The insurance company is 1-800 blah blah. Yeah.
Oh, I miss Jake. You work at like a dozen different promotions. Whether they're working or not. Is UPW where Steve DeMarco is, or is it?
Yes. Now, yeah, Steve DeMarco made his return last month to wrestling in a UPW ring. He showed up this last night to basically explain some of his actions. When he showed up last month in Baycliff, he kind of attacked Jesse Logan while Jesse Logan was in the championship match facing Jason Sullivan, and basically cost Jesse Logan the match. And we're like, what the hell? And so Steve DeMarco is saying that he is going to be the influencer of UPW. He's going to put UPW on the map. He's going to take it to a higher stratosphere than it's ever been because he is a wrestling god. And either you're going to listen to him or you're not. So we'll see what happens, man. I love that we're seeing Steve DeMarco now, man. It's going to be interesting.
A god like the Olsteins or a god like Mark Wahlberg's new movie where the dude got out of jail and finds religion, like that, like lower level.
I mean, maybe. I mean, he's wrestling Jesus, so yeah, sure,
okay.
Yeah,
okay. So he's not up there. He's getting there.
I mean, he's there enough. Next UPW show will be Wednesday, the 27th of April.
What the fuck?
On a Wednesday night at the Galveston County Fair.
That's right. You mentioned this last time.
Yeah, we're actually having a show at the county fair. Now, the county fair grounds is in Hitchcock, Texas, which is still Galveston County.
Giggity.
Right? So Hitchcock, Texas, come out Wednesday night, Wednesday the 27th, if you can come out. So there you go. Yeah, man. UPW is hot and popping right now, man.
Sounds like Texas wrestling in general is.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Probably why we had WrestleMania here.
That was a good reason to have WrestleMania here.
So we're going to try this a little differently from other years that we break down WrestleMania. WWE.
Yeah.
Is there any match that happened between WrestleMania weekend that overthrows the triple threat tag match that is currently on our match of the year candidacy list?
For the WWE category?
Yes.
I think there might be. And I hate to just pop that cherry right from the get-go because I think it would do a disservice to the roller coaster that I had watching night one of WrestleMania.
We'll get into it.
So I wanted to sit here and say that Bianca versus Becky, WWE match of the year. I was prepared. I knew that, hey, this has a lot of significance, year-long build. The story was great. Characters were great. The changing of the hair made sense. So long-term, short-term story, brilliant. In between the ropes, the match, brilliant. There was near botches, which were recovered very well.
And then the one botch.
That looked good. Yeah. So there was a lot of stuff in there that I thought was, you know what? This is WWE match of the year. And then we got Cody versus Seth.
Oh, do tell.
I know everybody was talking about and anticipating who it was going to be. There was a lot of names that were thrown out, but the very big odds-on majority was Cody, and guess what? It was Cody. But the biggest surprise from that wasn't that who it was. It was the fact of, holy shit, they let him have his music from AEW? Holy shit, they're calling him the American Nightmare? He's not Stardust? Holy shit, he's actually coming out with the whole
get up. Homelander from fucking The Boys.
It's him. Wow.
Only he thinks he's the hero.
Yeah. Yeah. So
at least in AEW's comic.
I was very surprised by that. And if you look past the oh my god shock, which is what everybody was kind of looking forward to, it was the thing that I had the highest anticipation of for WrestleMania weekend. A lot of people, for WWE's side of it, a lot of people had the same opinion that I'm only watching WrestleMania to see Cody, like that kind of thing.
Already assuming it was him without the guarantee that it was him.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. If you get past that part of it, which is still a very, very big part, but you get past that part of it, they had a fucking banger of a match. That match was so good. I want to say 1 out of 10. The match, the in between the bells, 10. Same thing with Bianca and Becky. In between the bells, 10. But then if you try to break it down by historical significance and by story and all that stuff, you got to give a little bit of story to the Bianca and Becky story. But man, you probably going to have to give the nod to historical significance to the Cody side, the Cody and Seth side, because this could be something very significant. Everything that everybody was talking about after night 1 going into night 2 and hell, even going into Raw was Cody versus Seth. Oh my God, he's back. What does this mean for AEW? There was meltdowns on the internet of AEW fans that were like, oh my God, this is
burning nightmare merch,
throwing away their figures, calling Cody a traitor.
Those were just bots, bro.
They probably were just bots.
They weren't real people.
I don't know, man. But that was the talk of the town coming out of WrestleMania. It was. It was the thing everybody was talking about. It was the thing that made everybody eager to see Raw because Cody was going to speak. No?
Yeah, no? I could see where that's coming from, but if you're going to go significance, what happened on the next night of Raw?
The next night of Mania or the next night on Raw?
The night on Raw. What happened on Raw on Monday when Cody debuted?
Cody came out and cut what I thought was a very good, very heartfelt promo.
His head was stuck from the stand, and all you saw was his head.
Well, that's true. The fucking elevator malfunctioned. Whatever. Yeah.
You have to have an elevator every fucking show.
Yeah.
He had a ground level of the stage. He had a riser where his head was already popping out.
That was a production box.
Riser just for him to stand up and then walk out from the riser to walk further down on the ramp.
Yeah, that was dumb. But I loved the promo. I loved it. It seemed like it was very
honest. And I really liked the promo.
Okay.
About 60% of that crowd in Dallas that Monday night didn't give a flying fuck about that promo. There were
really? You think so? 60%?
Go back and watch it. There were a lot of people on their show when WWE has had a bad streak of, or maybe might not even WWE's production, if it might be a third-party production, but they'll get crowd shots of the wrong fucking people. Like they're like this, or they're on their phones, or they're looking at something else. Like there was a lot of that. It took the beginning. He came out. The pop was loud. Mm-hmm. In the end, his point was made. The pop was loud. In the middle, you could tell there's a lot of people like my nephew that only lives in the WWE universe.
Right.
Nothing else orbits it. Yeah. Nothing. And there was a lot of that in that crowd on Monday. So Cody's got a lot of work to get to. I was sliced bread number 2 in AEW. What am I here?
But again, that goes back to the whole welcome home thing that Seth said when he came back. He said, welcome home. Yeah. You know, they're referencing that he was, gone. He was there before. And his entire story is centered around Dusty, which even for those people they're only in the WWE universe, Dusty's a big, big part of the WWE history.
Which is another thing that I'm finding a little bit bothered.
JoJo says this because Dallas sucks.
That too. I've made my feelings about Dallas very clear in 300 episodes.
Do it for the H.
That's another thing that WWE is doing right now that I think is being a bit of a disservice to Cody. Mm-hmm. This entire week on Facebook, a lot of the clips I'm seeing from WWE's Facebook page is a Cody Rhodes that we don't have in 2022 right now. They're showing clips of Cody Rhodes fucking wrestling Triple H.
Yeah.
Where he was just like a pipe cleaner, wire kid. They're showing videos of him against Orton where if Cody doesn't win, he gets fired. They're showing clips of the Muppets where Cody walks up with Phantom of the Opera mask and he's putting a paper bag on Kermit. None of these things is what WWE paid money for.
Right.
This is the American fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
If that promo on Raw, they should be playing that mostly.
Okay.
And then behind that, don't play old Cody Rhodes stuff. If he's here to avenge the name Rhodes, you show clips of Dusty. You show that match from Madison Square Garden that he was wrestling Hogan and he never got the belt. You show backstage clips of him in fucking FCW talking to guys like Seth. Mm-hmm. That this is why he was such a big fucking deal. Show clips of him and Flair. This is the Rhodes name that the storyline is being built on. Cody's promo specifically was, I'm tired of running away from my fear. I'm here to do what my family not only wasn't able to do, but in some way I'm expected to do. I'm not running them no more. I'm going to get the belt that my dad never had. Not running on popularity of winning the belt that his dad once had at All In.
Right.
This is him getting his title. Both of them fucking titles.
Hey, look at the new decorations we got here.
Yeah. Spruced up a little bit.
Yeah. Great Balls of Fire, really? It's because of Joe, right?
That too. Yeah.
It's because of Joe.
Yeah. And my balls are hurting.
Hey. Are they on fire?
Not now.
You might need to get that checked out.
Randy.
Hi, Randy. My wife.
Oh, she supports you now, but she didn't support you last night. She was out in Doomsday.
I know. Out there watching Doomsday Wrestling while they're busting my hump at UPW.
Who knows? She might have cosplayed as Big Bad Mama last night and actually got a victory in the match, and you didn't even know because you're out there working for the competition. UPW. Dang. I seriously need to really evaluate that relationship, bro.
But Randy agrees with you. She said Chris has points.
Well, I normally have one. It just depends how cold it is.
Because Cody is exactly what he doesn't want to be. All right. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. But the whole thing about all these tangents and everything and all that, the thing that you asked me.
Match of the year candidacy. What was it from WWE?
For me.
And you're bringing Cody versus Seth.
Cody versus Seth.
Wow.
Cody versus Seth right now, I think, is the match of the year.
I think you have a merit on that choice, but I'm going to just call you out on one very fine piece of bullshit.
Oh, what is that?
I'm sitting there in the nosebleeds, restricted view behind the stage, watching Bianca and Becky. And as soon as that match ended, I took 10 seconds to message you. Mm-hmm. And the first thing I told you was, I think we got a match of the year contender here from WWE. Mm-hmm. And what was your reply?
I think I replied in the affirmative. I don't remember my exact words. Yes.
I ain't hear jack shit after Cody versus Seth.
That's because I was too busy recovering. We had 2 match of the year candidates back to back, brother. I was spent. I had to take a nap. After the first busted a nut, you're okay. But the second one, you got to lay down for a minute. I can't go get a towel yet. No.
There can be only one.
I know.
And I think that I think the reason why I'm pushing for Bianca versus Becky so much is because last week in our prediction show, not only was I at a 10 for this match, I said this should have ended the fucking pay-per-view, and I won.
Yeah, it was at the pay-per-view.
No, it should have ended the pay-per-view. It should have main evented on night one, since we had both of these guys ending the second show.
Yes.
Above Charlotte and Ronda. And I think that I reaped the reward watching that match. That goddamn, as close as Seth and Cody got, I think Bianca and Becky raised that bar a little too high.
Okay.
I think, for my personal opinion, I think Becky and Bianca would be my pick if there's anything. And I can sit here and agree with you on this point. I think both of the matches are better than the triple threat we have on here now.
I totally agree.
But if we can't come to terms on which one, then there is none. So we'll let that marinate for a little bit.
Oh,
shit. We got a lot of people today. We can actually play this.
People in the chat. Flash, Robert, JoJo, Randy. Should Bianca versus Becky be a match of the year, or should Seth versus Cody be match of the year? Let us know, please, before we forget and move on and end the show. And then we're stuck with the triple threat tag match. And this is just for WWE. Because remember, we're breaking down the categories by company this year.
I also went on a roller coaster on Saturday.
Okay.
Because we've had these conversations on air and off air before that I do not want to be in attendance. I would have not have wanted to be in attendance for Silver King, Hijo de Perro Aguayo. Just this morning at 01, the name is slipping, but the first WCW Cruiserweight champ took a German suplex into the belt buckles and was fucked. He took him in a hospital, couldn't feel his arms or legs. He's living this morning in Japan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at a 01 event, the main event of the show. A part of me, and I'm sure I'm in the minority and I'm taking this completely the wrong way, but also being at fucking, not if it's on the same level, but
because
also,
we can't do the both. The way the system works is that we have to pick one, and then at the end of the year we pick which one out of the different companies is the one that's the match of the year. Come on, play along.
Being in Beaumont Saturday and then being at Night of Champions Sunday and then watching Corpus on Raw with the whole Chris Benoit thing happening. The jaded part of me was very uncomfortable with watching Stone Cold wrestle at first. There's a reason he hasn't been wrestling for 19 fucking years. I don't know if I could still be a fan of professional wrestling if something were to have happened to Steve Austin live and I'm up there watching it. I was very not at ease with that.
Okay.
But goddamn, he proved me wrong.
He did.
That was fun as shit.
I
got, and I didn't get to appreciate that in the moment because I was still like, this is one of my heroes. This is one of the reasons why I'm into pro wrestling. This is what got me in through the door of Booker T's when I wanted to try out for wrestling and interview twice. I do not want to see my hero fall like this.
Yeah.
But damn, that was fun. I appreciated that the second go around when I watched it at home afterwards. But in the moment, I was like this for a lot.
When you were still like this for a lot. And if I was there with you, you know what I told you? What I would have told you?
Motherfucker, enjoy it.
No, I would have said, bitch, shut up and look at Sting.
Sting has been actively wrestling. Sting had been actively wrestling in TNA. Again, just because there's no one's in the forest to hear the tree fall doesn't make a sound. That tree was fucking falling. Yeah. Sting had still been wrestling. And even after he left WWE because they were afraid to let him wrestle after that Funko Bomb, he kept wrestling. Steve hadn't done shit for 19 years that involved what he did at WrestleMania on Saturday.
That you know of.
That I know of.
I'm sure he would have been, training and.
So then why didn't he come back at the last Mania in Dallas?
Because it wasn't in the cards. I don't know.
How about 30?
He had it shill these, and it was at Dallas. Last year they were somewhere else.
Dallas 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
5 years ago.
He didn't have the East
6 years
show.
ago. He did.
No,
He had
he didn't.
IPA, not the lager.
Yeah. He didn't have both of them. It was just starting out.
The match was fun. I
was
liked it
fun.
a lot. You could tell Steve was having a fucking blast. If I never see Steve again, we've had this conversation for years with CM Punk. If I never see Steve in the ring again, I'm good.
You're satisfied.
I'm satisfied.
Yeah.
Technically, after 19, I was satisfied. I was
Yeah.
heartbroken, but I get it. And I was completely satisfied.
Yeah.
Just like with Edge. Just like with I'm already satisfied with Big E.
Yeah.
You know?
Randy goes, I'm sorry you felt triggered. Just tell me which one. What is your vote?
If Randy doesn't vote for the women, I will be very disappointed. I'm gonna have to pull her credentials. And no one's answered this.
And nobody has.
It's a hard question.
None of them have.
Don't let us
She says reluctantly Seth versus Cody. Bitch.
Don't make us ask Arnold and Hector.
Where's Arnold's friend? Where's the
Steve
Flash?
Austin and Kevin Owens. The whole main event of night one.
I was very against this being the main event because I was convinced, and on our preview episode, I was convinced that this is just going to be a bullshit ass segment. I didn't think that it was going to be an actual match. Mm-hmm. When I thought it was fun, but I still was of the opinion that it needed to be in the middle of the show until I saw a referee and I heard a bell. And I was like, oh?
No, I saw Steve walk out the ramp with his knee braces on. I was like, something's going to happen. He stunnered motherfuckers for years without him.
Yeah. But when I saw a ref and I heard a bell, all that washed away. And I was like, holy shit, we're getting Steve Austin in the main event of WrestleMania against Kevin Owens in Dallas years and years after we haven't seen Steve Austin. What the hell is going on? What's going to happen? And I had so much fun enjoying the match. I didn't have that in my mind of, oh, God, he's going to be Minoru Suzuki. Why? Because
there's only one Minoru Suzuki.
Right.
And Steve Austin is not Murder Grandpa yet.
Right. But the reason why is because I was like, you just watched Sting jump off of a balcony 2 weeks ago, and you marked out for it going through the tables. I'm willing to give it a shot. You know? So when that suplex on the outside in the concrete happened, I was like,
we're going there.
He's dead. But he's not dead, so they're really doing this. Holy crap.
And then the suplex is on the stage.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It's not match of the year worthy because it's more funsies than it is like a top-notch, high-caliber match. But
nothing on night one was going to follow that, that's what we got.
When it came to funsies matches, this is probably the best match for funsies I've seen in a long time. You know, it was amazing. I loved it. And I love that it was a nice little cap for Steve Austin. When he said it, first match was in Dallas. My last match could be in Dallas.
Yeah.
I loved it. And then the end, because we can't talk about this match without talking about the end. What did I send to you and to the rest of the group on Messenger? What did I say? You remember?
Mm-mm.
Okay, this is what I said. OMG, best sell of a stunner ever. And I was referencing Austin Theory. By the time that got sent, the world exploded because of the stunner. That was the worst stunner sell ever by Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Which was just as worse as his first stunner 25 years ago.
He couldn't learn. But, oh, man. That was hilarious.
We're crossing streams here, but we're going to connect the same thing. I don't know what the biggest disappointment of WrestleMania was. An unadvertised final match for Steve Austin.
Okay.
That could have sold out. That they announced 72,000 for night one, which was easily an exaggeration because there was a lot of shit covered that wasn't covered when I went in 32.
Okay.
which could have sold out at least Saturday if you knew 3 weeks in advance. Holy shit, Steve Austin's gonna wrestle Kevin Owens, KO Mania 6.
Yeah,
I'm going.
Yeah,
or actually having Vince McMahon wrestle.
Oh no,
Vince McMahon versus Pat McAfee was god awful, especially after I think. Up until that point, they stole the show of night 2 between McAfee and Theory. Mm-hmm. Then you have the old man go in there. What the fuck is this blob doing? It was awful. Mm-hmm. And then Steve Austin comes out. I was like, wait a minute, player. You advertise Steve Austin for Saturday. You want to see Steve Austin that badly, buy a Saturday ticket. Don't wear out Steve Austin on Sunday. Mm-hmm. And then I loved Austin stunning everybody.
Yeah,
I need a gif of McAfee just laying there drinking. The beers coming out of his mouth after he got stunned. That's like his dream come true, getting stunned by Steve Austin.
Yeah,
I
realized that in my brain I had a bit of a glitch where we're talking about KO versus Austin, and then we jumped to Theory versus McAfee involving Austin.
And Vince.
And Vince. So, I realized that
the worst stunners always come from Vince.
Yes.
Chris Jericho put it perfectly in the McMahon podcast where he's like, when McMahon takes a stunner, it just looks like this. No give, and he just fucking drops.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that looked like. It was god awful.
And he didn't drop, when he was supposed to this time. He bounced off the rope, man. Couldn't get his body in the right position. It was crazy.
I don't know about Vince McMahon saying the future Universal Champion in Austin Theory.
No.
But there's future in both those kids.
Yes.
I say that as a 40-year-old fucking man, and they're probably just as old as I am. But goddamn, Austin Theory and McAfee, man,
that was really good. That was a highlight of WrestleMania. Yeah. It was really good. So Randy says, "Oh my God, it was cringy for me because I could see how much physical pain and struggle Austin had, and it hurt my heart."
He's a good seller.
Did you see? I don't know if I felt that.
Where?
What Randy is saying.
But where specifically? During the match with Owens or during the stunner with McMahon?
I assume that she was talking about the match with Owens, but I don't know. I don't think I saw that much struggle from Austin.
No.
Okay.
It was like riding a bike for him. Of course, he was a step slower. Some of those kicks from the corner were kind of sloppy, but they've kind of always been. But I mean, he's fucking in his 60s. What are you expecting Steve Austin to do in his 60s?
So can we get to an actual low light of Mania?
There's plenty. Go.
Okay. And this is going to be a little controversial because it pretty much was well received by everybody. But I'm going to say Sammy versus the Jackass guys.
You look at that fucking camera and you defend yourself to them. And then I'm going to hit you with the most ultimate comeback on this entire series of HWR.
I get it that it was fun. I get it that it was funny. There was just a lot of it that I thought was cringe. And a lot of it that I thought was like, this isn't where this belongs. Right?
Yeah.
I get it that and I've been a huge advocate for stuff like Doomsday, Santino, stuff like Chikara,
Orange Cassidy, guys.
Yeah, there's a spot for comedy wrestling, but I don't know if this is where it needed to be, and unexpectedly, and even so, I see. I don't really like the Jackass comedy. And a lot of it was very Jackass-y. So
it was all Jackass-y.
I know.
You're the same guy that wished last week that John Cena as fucking Peacemaker and Eagle showed up against Seth Rollins. But that's
true. That's true. But that would have been Jackass. You know what I mean? I didn't need to see Wee Man out there body slamming somebody.
Oh, God. Okay. Here's going to be the ultimate mic drop. This episode's ending fucking early. I miss doing podcasts with Travis too. We talk a lot about movies. We're old as fuck.
Yeah.
I am a huge Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan. Have been since the cartoon in the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
There's been like 9 different iterations of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in animation form. The new versions, they're not for me.
Okay.
They're not sold to me. There's a hint of nostalgia.
Yeah.
So, like, if I had kids, I'd be like, I remember that. But it's for the kids.
Yeah.
This, if you grew up watching NWA, if you grew up watching WCW, if you grew up watching ECW, if you're watching AW right now, this, sorry, man. I'm sorry. This ain't for you no more.
Okay.
It's not directed to you.
Oh, okay.
It's directed to children. More importantly, if you're on Peacock now and they got you by the cojones where you have to end up with great balls of fire, you gotta satiate a larger, more casual, more stupid audience.
Stupid.
And that's where you get stuff like Johnny Knoxville and Sami Zayn. They'll throw us a bone. Don't give us Nakamura, AJ Styles at WrestleMania after we saw him at Wrestle Kingdom 9 months before. Don't give us Bianca versus Becky.
Yeah.
That wasn't for you.
Okay. And you know what? You're right. That wasn't for me.
And it's okay. It's okay that it wasn't for you.
There's a lot of people that it was for. That fit in the same demographic that I fit in.
And here's the other thing.
I personally didn't like it that much.
You've known me for 15 years.
Yes.
You can validate what I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
I'm stupid.
Yes.
So Wee Man body slamming Sami Zayn, I lost my shit. When he got the marker and marked out these letters so it said Wee Mania on his shirt. Oh, fuck. The only thing that was missing was the music for Party Boy. Dude, Mark Henry and Mae Young's kid debuted at WrestleMania.
And this is where I know it's not for me, but it's not that it's for people younger than me. It might be for people maybe a little bit older than me because the
Jackass train,
the Party Boy, I had no idea what the fuck was going on. Like, why is this dude all of a sudden showing up naked? Is this? I don't get it. Like, I didn't understand it. I had no idea what was going on. Like, I know Wee Man is part of the Jackass crew. I don't know who the fuck Wee Man is, like, and really, though.
And there's half a new crew.
And there's a new crew. And the hand thing, like, I get it. You said the hand thing. Cool. I understand. You know, that was a bit from the recent movie. Yeah, I get it. That wasn't intended to be Mark Henry's kid, but everybody saw the parallels or whatever. So that's clever. Like, I get it. But there was a lot of stuff there that I was like, Jackass, I just don't like. Yeah. I don't know.
I get you.
It was references that didn't land with me, I think.
Here's something that I didn't expect to land with me that did.
Okay.
Phenomenally. No pun intended, because it's not who you think it is. Mm-hmm. My trip to Dallas in a nutshell for this weekend was pretty unbearable.
All right.
But there was a highlight, and it happened very early. We go into Dallas, and the first thing I want to do is I want to take my nephew to the Superstore. It's Access Superstore. The motherfuckers charge you $10 just to walk in the door to buy merch.
Yes. You got to spend money to spend more money.
Trying to find parallel parking because I'm that guy.
Right.
I almost crashed into a golf cart.
Oh, jeez.
Who happened to be in the golf cart?
Who?
Logan Paul.
What?
So he has a stake in Prime Energy drinks.
Okay.
And he was giving them out and free to the public. And so when we all slammed the brakes, I stuck my head out and I'm like, oh, yo, my man Logan Paul. And my nephew's sitting there like, what? Wait. And he turned around and he's like right here in front of my nephew. And he was giving us the pitch for this Prime Energy drink. Here, man, here's some free samples. Dude, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling tired, you just take a couple sips. He was giving me the pitch. And he had a crew there, so they videotaped the whole thing. The rest of the weekend, one of my possible highlights was looking on Twitter to see if he came out. My nephew came out because he could have caught him. And then we get to fucking Logan Paul being probably one of the better heels on the fucking roster in his tag match with fucking the Mysterios.
Yeah.
Man. Go for it. Talk about
it. Okay. I know a lot of people really liked the celebrity match with the Jackass crew and Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah.
I get it. They say that he did do a good job. I agree. Wrestling wise, he did a lot more than other celebrities.
That was a lot more sports entertaining.
Yes. And like he took he took bumps, and what Johnny Knoxville did was very respectable.
Yeah.
And if we had not seen Logan Paul, and if we had not seen Bad Bunny within the last year, I would have said Johnny Knoxville was probably the best celebrity wrestling that we've had, maybe ever. And yes, I know we're even including Arrow in that. Yeah. Steve Amell. But this isn't a universe where Bad Bunny doesn't exist and where Logan Paul doesn't exist. And goddamn, as much as I wanted Bad Bunny to be at the top of the list, because goddamn, I was so impressed with him last year.
As a babyface, Bad Bunny's up there.
And as much as I say, I kind of respect Bad Bunny for the amount of respect that he has for wrestling. And as much as I don't really respect the Paul brothers, I don't really like the Paul brothers.
Both of them?
Logan or Jake and Jay and Timmy and Jimmy Paul.
And
all the Pauls. Yeah. Paul Levesque. All of them.
Levesque.
Yeah. All of them. As much as I don't like him, God damn it, he actually did really, really, really good. He did really good. This
is going to be a bit of a reach, but I think Jake Paul as a professional boxer will not get as much notoriety or become a household name as much as Logan Paul could if he signed an actual contract and I saw him full time. I want to see Logan Paul versus The Miz at Backlash. That's how much I like Logan Paul wrestling. And that has nothing to do with the fandom that I saw the day before on the street. Right. That's just in between the bells. Him doing the Three Amigos to Dallas booing the fuck out of him. Him going up there and doing the Eddie dance while the crowd's booing the fuck out of him. Him walking out on stage with a $5.5 million goddamn Pokemon card around his neck with the crowd booing his ass.
Yeah.
Him doing a damn good frog splash. I thought he was half Mexican. He actually held that match together. See, and I didn't think I'd be sitting here putting him over the way I am right now last week.
If I didn't know who Logan Paul was, like if I didn't know that he was like this new age of type of celebrity where it's basically like influencers because of social media and shit like that. Like if I had no idea what a Logan Paul was and this guy just debuted, I'd be like, he's a good heel. I don't necessarily like him, but I'm supposed to not like him because he's a good heel. He's flashy, but it works. A little Pokemon card, that's an interesting gimmick. He's a good wrestler. I'd be okay with it. Like if I didn't know he was a celebrity, I would have been like, I'm willing to watch this guy on a weekly basis.
Yeah. If he was on SmackDown, I'd be watching SmackDown because it's 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a positive and a negative, which we're gonna get to at the end of the WWE discussion. He would not be getting as much attention for how good he was if it was all killer, no filler, 9 matches, 1 night WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But the fact that this almost reminded me kind of like at a WrestleMania 25 circumstance where there was so much filler that the really good stuff, that the good to really good stuff turned out to be put in a pedestal in the fans of wrestling because of what it had to work with on that card. I really want to see Logan Paul more wrestle. And the fact that he went on online like 2 days later saying, whoever thinks this is fake, fuck you. I can't feel the right side of my body. Yeah. The shit's just plywood. There's no bounce. That shit fucking hurts. I was like, okay. He earned my respect in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's rivaling Bad Bunny as the best entertainer turned wrestler because Bad Bunny hasn't. Who's better, Bad Bunny as a wrestler or Logan Paul as an actual heel? I'm assuming Bad Bunny's a face, but it's easy to be a face
when you're a celebrity.
Yeah, if they would have played his music nonstop, or if they would have had his music in the background, I'm not a big reggaeton fan. I would be booing Bad Bunny pretty quick. But the psychology that Logan was doing in his match was really top notch.
Now, see, I think there's going to be a lot of people that think that they don't like Bad Bunny because he is a reggaeton artist. Yeah. like, oh, it's just some Spanish music, whatever, and it's like,
where's Daddy Yankee?
Yeah, even then, it's like there's gonna be people that just are hating on him just because of that. But man, I don't know. Like, I really want to see more Bad Bunny, but I also wouldn't mind seeing more Logan Paul as a wrestler. But again, just as people, I like Bad Bunny more than I like Logan Paul. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
So Bianca won with one eye. What'd you think of Roman winning with one arm?
So the match was good. It wasn't great. I thought it ended too abruptly, but then I realized why. Mm-hmm. It was because of the arm. It looked like, I guess he had his shoulder out of socket. And man, that sucks for him. That sucks for the main event of night 2 of WrestleMania, that somebody gets injured and they're going to have to end it, which is kind of ironic that the first match of night 1 ended with somebody injured, and the last match of night 2 ended because somebody was injured. But it sucks that that's how that happened, but I kind of love where they're going with it and the story is and all that stuff. Can I say something? Can we back up maybe a little?
Go for it.
I really, really enjoyed WrestleMania this year. I really did. There was highlights, there was lowlights, there was parts that I didn't like, there was parts that I did like and I loved. But you know what happened? I watched Raw and I watched SmackDown.
So did I.
Now, that's a little bit more significant for me. Why?
You haven't been watching in at least 7 months.
Exactly. I hadn't been watching since like before Survivor Series, since ever since NXT 2.0's second episode. 2.0, yeah. Yeah. Like I watched the first one and I watched the second one and I was done with all of WWE. But after WrestleMania weekend, I wanted to tune into Raw and I wanted to tune into SmackDown.
Those are the biggest episodes of WWE programming after WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. Do you want to watch tomorrow's Raw?
I kind of do, yeah.
Do you want to watch this Friday's SmackDown?
I kind of do, yeah. I do.
As a wrestling fan, were you satisfied with Roman Reigns doing double duty as your unified WWE Universal Champ on Raw and on SmackDown?
Yes, because I am very intrigued by the story. The story with what's going on with Roman and the Bloodline is what's got me tuning into SmackDown. And if they're going to be on Raw, great. What's got me tuning into Raw is Cody, right? But
it's a 3-hour show.
I know.
At most.
I know.
15, 20 minutes.
I know.
Veer?
Okay. There's
Ezekiel? I'm gonna break this motherfucker before we finish recording today.
I know, right?
Ezekiel.
No. God damn. That's God. I don't.
Gunther.
And Ludwig.
Lacey. See, here's the problem. I've always been a fan of Lacey, even when she was a bitch, because she has a good gimmick. Former Marine, woman's right. Oh, if this was the 70s in NWA, she'd be the queen bitch right now. Mm-hmm. Her story, on SmackDown. How can you not feel for that woman?
Yeah.
I'll tell you how you can't feel for that woman. Spent the entire promo staring at her tits.
Yeah.
How are you going to have her on a one-shot camera promo, half army gear, and then the cat suit, bodysuit, the one-piece bikinis that the girls are doing now, wearing their shirts with like with the clasp under in the gooch or whatever, and you just see nothing but this.
Yeah.
Are you gonna listen to her hard story, or are you gonna feel your hard story watching her big tits?
I mean, I kind of listened to her hard story, but
Oh, the tits were talking?
Yes.
At least if you've got the marine pants on, at least put a jacket over it. Don't just have them completely like it's a fucking what was these little toys back in the day? The viewfinder.
Yeah.
That's what those do. Not that I'm complaining, but if a casual viewer is trying to get into Lacey Evans' story as the hook to get her, oh no, they're not hooked by her story.
Are you complaining about tits?
I mean, you can see them for free anywhere at this point.
So you're complaining about tits.
Let's see who cares about Lacey Evans when she returns.
He's complaining about tits.
I've had ears for 2 hours. I'm not complaining about tits. Did you watch
Arnold?
Did you watch NXT?
Arnold says smut. Chris is the type to blame the girl for wearing a short skirt. Damn!
Yeah, it wasn't short enough. Did you watch NXT on Tuesday?
Hell no.
So the story on NXT is that there was a tag team that jumped the Creed brothers backstage, and they wound up debuting Pretty Deadly. They're former NXT UK tag champs, and they're a spitting image of Edge and Christian from the Attitude Era. And that's an actual team that works very well together. So the fact that they're getting time on the US NXT, it's good for them. And that's another 2-hour show that's easier to tolerate than Raw, even though there's a lot of changes there. Like Gunther.
So yeah, I got reeled back in. Now I don't know how long this is gonna last.
That's what I was gonna ask.
That's the question. That's the
this
question.
WrestleMania residuals, or did your passion for WWE get reignited? That's the difference.
I don't know if you could tell the difference yet. I don't know, because some of it is WrestleMania residuals. Yeah, because again,
if it was enough, you would have. Yeah, I want to watch Raw. Yeah, I want to watch SmackDown.
Well, I did want to watch Raw,
but indefinitely.
That's the thing. I'm not sure yet, because part of it is just more of a curiosity. I am still curious with how much are they going to give Cody? They gave Cody his old entrance music. They gave him his music from AEW.
Yeah,
his own
from the Indies.
From the Indies. That's never happened. Never happened. Like, I remember people's minds were fucking blown because they let him keep AJ Styles. They let him keep Samoa Joe, but they didn't keep their music. They still changed them in a way. But Cody, it was the exact same Cody that we saw months ago. So
years ago in Ring of Honor.
I'm intrigued. Because I want to see how far are they going to let this go. I'm kind of curious to see, are they actually going to fuck it up? Are they going to prove me wrong and do right by Cody? You know, so that's where I'm interested. On the Roman side of things, I'm very, very interested because, well, now we have a unified champ. So are they going to end the brand split? Is he just good? Is there still a brand split? He's just going to go to each show. And what is next for him? And his shoulder's really fucked up. Oh, wow. What are they going to address that? Is he going to have to relinquish both of the belts? What's happening? I don't know. But then when we got on SmackDown, basically saying, I got 2 titles. Y'all got 1 title. I want y'all to have 2 titles. Oh, shit. This is interesting.
You know what would have been more interesting? I feel bad for the people that went to Raw in Dallas the night after Mania and was expecting a huge hoopla from Roman Reigns just for him to walk out for 3 minutes just to tell them, watch me on Friday.
Yeah.
This isn't Finn Balor. Finn Balor's dislocated his shoulder. He's gone for a year. Yeah. Roman Reigns dislocates his shoulder. If that motherfucker's breathing, we're keeping him on television.
Yeah.
Which is why I think they're doing the delay. Right. But if it would have been interesting, you know what would have been interesting? Because, you know, they're called the Bloodline.
Yeah.
And if he wanted them to have 2 belts so badly, they could prove their worth to the tribal chief in his absence, while he takes 2 or 3 months off to heal a separated shoulder. Why not give Jey Uso the Universal champ?
And give
Jimmy the Raw champ for a couple months? Okay. And just see if they can hang. See if when Roman comes back, he has more work to do, or if the Bloodline did their job and making an easy welcome back for our tribal chief, our tribal chief. I mean, have you seen that in wrestling before?
No, where like you have a surrogate to defend your title for you.
This hasn't been done since fucking Ted DiBiase bought the belt from Andre. But it would have been fresh enough that it would have gotten pro wrestling fans like us attention, and still kept the kids and the pro wrestling sports entertainment people interested, because we've seen that story.
Yeah.
Jay wasn't down with the with Roman stuff, and they had an awesome main event matches.
Main event Jey Uso.
That made Jey Uso main event, and then Jimmy will probably keep him away from drugs and alcohol for a couple of months if he actually has a title worth actually getting a payday over. All in the name of our tribal chief. It's that would make more sense. But that's just me. We're gonna fucking bank.
Yeah. They don't send you the check.
Yet.
They
send me ACHs. Direct deposits. I'm too good for checks.
They don't send you shit.
Is there anything else? I'm going to put you to the test now. Is there anything else on WrestleMania weekend, Saturday or Sunday, that's worth mentioning? You're proving me right already.
RK Bros AR. Where you had the Viper, the mean looking snake, and then Derp Snake comes down. It's like, you bitch, hiss. Hey, what's up, bro? Hiss. That was great.
Shirt idea number 2, Derp Snake.
Derp Snake. The Derp Snake.
Is that it from WrestleMania?
I mean, I feel like we're forgetting something, but I'm not sure.
But if you can't remember it, then I'm not going to remind you.
No, my memory is shit.
So then let's make this easy for you. Okay. We're going to round out the WWE talk for now with this. Off the top of your head. Condense that shit to one night. Give me 8 matches. There were 17 matches between both nights of WrestleMania.
Really?
Remember, Kevin Owens and Steve Austin was a match. Pat McAfee, Vince McMahon was a match. They fucking cut New Day from night 1 because they went long, and then they put him in the middle of night 2 and only gave him 3 minutes.
All right, so we're gonna go Brock versus Roman.
Is that ending the show?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
It's title unification for both belts. It needs to be. So yeah. Then we're gonna go Becky and Bianca. The tag with Logan Paul and the Mysterios.
You pay for all that celebrity you wanted on the show.
Yeah. So the Charlotte and what's her name? Ronda. Charlotte and Ronda.
The way that match ended, thank God that wasn't last.
Yeah. Seth Cody, KO and Vince, McAfee and
KO.
I mean KO and
the KO show.
Yeah, the KO show was. Yeah.
Would you have had him wrestle?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not changing anything from there.
Okay.
Then McAfee and what's his name? Theory. McAfee and Theory, and then I feel like I'm missing something that was really good.
If you can't remember it,
I don't know. There you go.
Okay. I'm gonna start off with something that should have happened.
Okay.
Balor defending the title against Damian Priest, because they've been booking that on television. I would have saved an actual match with Steve Austin for the main event on Monday Night Raw, because they were also in Dallas that night, and you could have just had an interview segment with the KO show. Ending with Brock and Roman. I'm starting with Bianca and Becky. That would have been a great match to start. Logan Paul, the tag match. I'd actually have Sami Zayn and Johnny Knoxville, because the more you're paying for that celebrity and you're trying to get views on Peacock, the casual people that are going to be scrolling through Peacock. Flair, Rousey, somewhere in the middle.
AJ and Edge. You know what? I know that was a good match in between the bells. It wasn't phenomenal. You know, phenomenal. Phenomenal. If those other two matches that we were talking about earlier were in between the bells 10s, this one was probably about an 8. So it wasn't like, oh, that amazing. But it didn't have anything else going for it. It should have been a good in between the bells match because there's not going to be a lot of historical significance coming in or out of it. There wasn't a lot of story going in and out of it. It was just there to have a nice match on the card to showcase two of your upper mid-carders, possibly main eventers. So, they could have a payday and have a prominent match at WrestleMania. But it was kind of forgettable. And it sucks because
it's AJ
and Edge.
Let's start with the obvious. They did this with Daniel Bryan, and they had to do something to really win me over, and they did because they turned Bryan as a eco-friendly champ that nobody wanted to do.
Yeah,
I'm still not ready to hate Edge.
Okay, that's fair.
So I don't want to boo him.
Yeah,
but the bigger issue for me was I had nosebleeds behind the entrance for night one. Not nosebleeds, 300, but still they're pretty high. That section I also bought for night two, but they didn't even sell as many tickets for night two that they closed that section off, and they upgraded me to first level on the floor right next to the entrance, which in hindsight, for that match, I was upset. Because apparently a lot of people in that fucking stadium had no shits to give for that match. There were a lot of people getting up in front of my lane, in front of my aisle to go get beer, to go take a leak. There's people walking fucking everywhere. And I'm on the floor. I'm like on the first riser from the floor. So I don't have to go like this to watch the big screen. It's right in front of me. But I can't see it right in front of me because it's like a fucking ant farm. Yeah. Everybody's fucking moving. It's fucking AJ and Edge. This is one of the biggest matches as a pro wrestling fan that you could get. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why are you getting up to spend $22 on another beer? This is AJ and fucking Edge. They got barcodes. They got QR codes. And Oath will bring you the fucking beer. Why are you walking? What happened? Where was the disconnect after Edge's badass entrance that once that bell rang, everybody was like, well, we saw it. I couldn't concentrate at all on the match. At all.
It felt like the crowd was gassed a little bit.
Yeah.
At least on the telly. That
was after Knoxville and Zayn, right?
And I felt a little gassed because this was kind of late into the night of night two, So it was like, okay, oh man, how much more do we got to go?
And that was I think in hindsight, for me as a wrestling fan, that was WWE's biggest mistake.
Yeah.
They started both of the fucking pay-per-views at 7:00 Central, our time.
Yeah.
Up until last year, they did all the pay-per-views starting at 6. That way, by 10 o'clock our time, you're done. Dude, it was fucking 11 o'clock both nights that the show ended. And then I was expected to pay $60 for parking each night. So I found free parking. That took me 20 minutes each way to walk.
Oh.
And so you're telling me that you're going to let me out at 11:05 on a Sunday when I'm planning to drive back, walk for 20 minutes, and then drive for 3.5 hours to get here.
And
God damn.
And when it comes to this particular match, this is a match that is for guys like you, guys like me.
I'm a guy like me.
Wrestling fans, indie wrestling fans, people that are hardcore wrestling fans. This isn't the thing that's just for the kids. This is Edge and AJ. So you're not
first time ever.
You're not competing against just night one and the parking and the 20 minutes and this and that. You're also competing against Friday night and Thursday night because that's the fans that want to see this particular match. And those fans were gassed. The kids, oh, AJ's cool. I don't know who Edge is. He's just, I don't know, an old guy who just came back. Right? So if they don't give a shit, and if we're too tired to give a shit, then that means nobody has shits to give.
I didn't smell anything. Speaking of WWE, did you catch any of Stand and Deliver?
No.
I don't blame you. There was about as much people at that NXT that there was at War Games here in Houston. Those tickets went on sale after we got the flood of Harvey. So by the time NXT came around in November for Survivor Series weekend, it was almost empty. Which is probably why they redid fucking Dolph Ziggler versus Braun Breaker, because at least you had an audience to watch it.
Yeah.
Because it was the Raw after Mania where they got about 2.5 million viewers, as opposed to Stand and Deliver, they got probably 12,000 viewers total. To the Moon won the ladder match.
Okay.
Anything for Gonzalez, Raquel Gonzalez, Dakota Kai won the tag titles. They lost them 2 days later on NXT television. But we're talking about Stand and Deliver. And that's when I noticed the change in Gunther. They changed his fucking theme music. Which at first glance, you're a wrestling fan. Oh, you had perfectly good music. Oh, you had a perfectly good name. Why are you changing it? But then watching his debut on SmackDown, I'm a fan of a good cover song. So when you do a little bit of the New World Order Symphony from Dvorak in the beginning, and then you break into some drums, and you get a couple of hard guitar riffs in it, I can dig it.
Okay.
Gunther's name, it took a while. Fucking people are still chanting Walter. In Milwaukee, you know where Milwaukee's at?
It's in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Yeah, it's up there.
They were chanting Walter. I don't even think they've ever seen Walter wrestle there. The biggest issue for me, Walter's looking good. He's looking like a snack. He's lost a lot of weight.
He has.
He's lost a lot of weight.
Where did I see him?
He's looking great.
Was he on SmackDown? He was on SmackDown. Yeah, it was him and Ludwig.
Yeah, and they killed that poor jobber with 3 of the nastiest chops I've heard in a while. But in some instances, like Adele, for example, the charm is in the weight. Is Gunther as intimidating as he could have been if he still had all that mass and was chopping the soul out of your body or doing splashes from the top rope? Or is he just another 6'7" guy on the roster? What do you think about this? Because I've been like this.
You want Walter or Gunther to be fat? Is that what you're saying?
I think I am.
You think you are?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
What did you think of Gunther
on
SmackDown?
I think we should have more fat people as wrestlers. I think we should. That's not a joke. I mean, you don't need to hide fucking Keith Lee. You don't need to cover him up.
Yeah.
Same thing with Walter. You don't need to make him lose weight. Same thing with Otis. They're big.
The gimmick's getting Otis more than it would have if he had just lost weight and looked like fucking Ziggler.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you there. He doesn't need to slim down, because if he does slim down, you're right. He looks a little bit more generic. Looks like all the other 6'something guys on the roster. Yeah, I get it. What was the other question? I forgot.
That was it?
Okay.
Is there anything from AEW that you've seen in the last week that dethrones CM Punk versus MJF's dog collar match from Revolution as their candidate for match of the year?
So I don't want to move too far away from WWE quite yet.
What else do you remember from WWE then?
Well, it's not about remember. It's about circling back to the very beginning of which one of these matches, if either, do we want to replace for WWE Match of the Year? And I've been soliciting some of our friends to see what they say as to what that match should be. And then we had, Randy, she said reluctantly, Seth versus Cody. So that's 1 for you, 2 for me. Okay.
Who else has commented?
Arnold in our chat says Becky versus Bianca. 2-2. We're tied 2-2. All right. Portia, Becky versus Bianca.
3-2.
Aaron, Seth versus Cody. 3-3.
Hector,
Bacon says Bianca.
4-3.
And then Jeremy, Bianca versus Cody. 5-3.
No, hold on. You just said Bianca versus Cody.
No, wait.
That match never happened.
I'm sorry. Bianca versus Becky.
Okay.
I said that the wrong way.
Okay.
Bianca versus Becky. So 5-3.
Okay.
So
even if Hector would have voted against,
it
would be 5 versus 4.
Yeah, exactly.
So
no, 5 versus 3. Oh yeah, it would be 5 versus 4. You're right.
So that's why I work at the bank. Bianca, Bianca and Becky. Is that official? Are we putting Bianca and Becky on our list as with our listeners and fans in tow?
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Either way, I think both of these matches are better than that triple threat match.
Yeah.
And they both have more historical significance than a triple threat match. The triple threat tag team match might be more pretty, more sizzle, but both of these have bigger badasser stakes.
Yeah. How about AEW?
Okay, so we're done with WWE talk.
Yes.
On to AEW talk. My God.
The question: is there anything that you've seen on AEW television that could dethrone CM Punk versus MJF's dog collar match from Revolution? Is that a yes or is that a no?
I think it's a no. I think it's a no.
What would have been closest to it?
I think there have been two. The first would be FTR versus the Bucks.
Wow, I just saw that for the first time today.
And the second would be Mox versus Wheeler Yuta. Both of which really good. I don't think either of those beats out the dog collar match.
You saw the tag match in person live, and I didn't. So speak on the tag match.
I didn't see it in person.
No, live. You saw it live.
Yeah, I saw it live on the telly.
Yeah, I didn't see it live.
Yeah. I immediately thought this match might be better than the match that I just saw on Ring of Honor with the FTR versus Briscoes. And I thought FTR versus Briscoes was really good. I'm like, holy fuck, the Bucks did it again. The Bucks won up the Briscoes.
A team you don't like.
It's not that I don't like the Briscoes. I like the Briscoes. They're not.
You're not in like with them.
Yeah, I like them, but I'm not in like with them. That's a good way of putting it. You know,
FTR Bucks. See, that's why you're balding. You're doing this too much.
Yes,
you're like pushing the hairline back.
I can't just. No,
I've never seen hair grow out of someone's neck before.
I really like that match, man. It was fun. It was fast paced. It told a good story. And if I didn't know any better, I would say FTR are fucking baby faces now.
Yeah.
But I think I might know better. But damn, I can't help but like actually care about FTR more than I've ever cared about them in the past. Mm-hmm. Because I've always been like waiting to care about FTR. Like,
when's the moment?
I liked the Revival, but they were never the guys that I really wanted to like. You know,
there were better tag teams. There were more colorful tag teams. There were more decorated.
I liked AOP. I wanted AOP to get their shine.
New Day had the popsicle cart.
Yeah, you know, it's like FTR was there and they were really good, but they were always next in line.
They were B.
Yeah, like they're really good. They can be A, but they're not A right now. Right?
Or AOP.
But they will be, but just not yet. But then the whole FTR, the whole fuck the Revival. That's what it originally was. Fuck the Revival. That was great. I loved it. And then they ran with it and said, you know what? Yeah, we are FTR. And then they left and went to greener pastures. And I wanted them to be the guys, but there's a lot of tag teams in AEW.
Good ones.
Good tag teams, yeah. And the Bucks being, the one that you really got to try to outshine. You got to try to outshine the Bucks. But at one moment in time, Santana and Ortiz were better than FTR. Another moment, Jungle Express was better than them.
Lucha
Bros would blow them out of the water.
Yeah.
But right now, in this moment in time, WrestleMania weekend, it's all about FTR, man. FTR had an amazing showing against the Briscoes, and then had an even better showing with the Bucks. And all that left me to want is I want to see Bucks versus Briscoes versus FTR triple threat.
Add Red Dragon.
Sure. Why the fuck not? Like, I want to see, but But for the first time in my wrestling life, I'm like, holy shit, I got to see what happens with FTR. I'm just so turned on by them right now.
There's going to be bias in my decision because...
You were there. Me.
Yeah. The match that I would think would get the nod, I would actually choose this match over CM Punk versus fucking MJF, is Moxley and Yuta.
Okay. I
would actually put that on the list because the storytelling, the long-term, for you to have the feelings that you did during this match that happened last Friday on Rampage, you have to have been following the story. Yuta wrestled Moxley the first time, got raped in like 3 minutes, and wrestled him again, got destroyed in 7 minutes. Then it happened, I think, again when Combat Club just started, and Moxley beat the shit out of him again. And this fucker is a goddamn cockroach. He kept stepping on him, I guess the Japanese make him that strong. And then he wanted more, and you got this match. And he was doing all the moves Moxley did, and he was doing all the moves Danielson did. Like, fuck your Combat Club, I got YouTube. And was this close. And what I perceive better than what the easiest booking is. The easiest booking would have been, the Comeback Kid finally got him. No, Comeback Kid got his ass choked the fuck out.
But barely.
And while you went to take a dump the second time you saw this tonight, I kept watching it. And Moxley looked like he just saw the fucking Undertaker come out of retirement. His eyes almost rolled out his head onto the fucking mat. He sold the fact that he had to bring a lunch to fucking Yuta match. And then Bryan Danielson and fucking Regal come out, and Regal looks like a goddamn vulture waiting to peck his fucking beard in the blood. Like he was ready to just pounce on the kid, and Yuta's like, fuck it. At this point, even if I drown, the corpse will come back up to the surface anyway. Give me some more. And that was the fucking payoff. The fucking promo that they cut in the beginning and not with Regal, the fucking beginning with Danielson and Mox. What if we get Red Death in our team? What if we get Lee Moriarty? What if we get that Yuta kid? And the fucking payoff is that we got the fucking Yuta kid by a loss, proving his worth, his weight in nutsack, that he belonged in that fucking group. And the fact that he got acknowledgement from the people that don't want to fucking acknowledge anybody.
Yeah.
And even then, the story just started.
Yeah. There's more work to do. Now that we're at work starts, that's what Mox told me.
Punk is made. Been made. MJF, not just in the making. At this point, he been made. But you get a crowd. The last 3 crowds that kid wrestled in that you did not see coming. You don't always put your investment into a stock and it automatically gives you a return on investment. There's some stocks that'll crash and fucking burn.
Yeah.
But to see the reaction this kid's been getting, to get to where he is now, and that's just the beginning, I would think by a fucking hair, that goes over MJF and CM Punk's dog collar match. That. And the benefit of hindsight that unlike other matches we get to see on television, we also saw this match without commercial interruption.
That's true.
So that we saw the whole thing through 100% attention.
Yeah.
By a hair, I would put this over.
I wish that I could agree with you, but after watching it twice,
writing the initials in blood on his chest.
I love that. I love the story. I love the respect. I love him getting initiated into the group because of the ass whooping and all that. I agree with you. Him not winning was the best booking.
What's keeping it over?
If you watch it a second or even a third time, because on my first time I was like, whoa, it was eye-popping. But on the second time, when I had a little bit more of a closer look, I wish that Wheeler would have done a little bit more. A little bit more where you thought he was actually going to win. Because it was a lot of him not losing. There wasn't a time where I thought he was winning. There was times where he made comebacks, where he was getting his ass whooped. Then he jumps over the pillar onto the table. Great. But that wasn't him getting the upper hand. That was him having the lower hand and evening it out.
Then he did the splash again in the ring.
Yeah, but even then, that was him like coming back. There wasn't a moment where like, holy shit, he's about to win it. You know?
But that goes back to my case.
But tease me with that.
Everyone in that audience was like, holy shit, he's about to beat him. Holy shit, he's about to beat him.
If you watch it again, he never had that moment. He had teases where it was going to be like that because he was making comebacks because he stopped getting his ass whooped, which showed his toughness. But they never showed his prowess where he was going to win. That's where my gripe is. If I had one or two more moments where he definitely had the upper hand and he was going to win. He had the upper hand at the very beginning when Mox is making his entrance.
The dive.
And then boom, dive right from the get-go. Bam, bam, bam. Holy shit, Wheeler might do this, you know? But from there, no, it was Wheeler playing catch-up. And he caught up, but he never surpassed. And I needed that moment for him to surpass. And then the rest happens where he still wins, still the kick out of the paradigm shifts twice, bleeding all over the place, you know, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. I needed that little bit extra after watching it a second time.
Gotcha.
So I'm not willing to replace MJF versus CM Punk with this match. But now that Ring of Honor is a thing, and it is a company that is going to stick around for the foreseeable future.
It falls under the Indies category of our Match of the Year list.
Yes, it does.
Did you catch any Indies wrestling throughout Wrestlemania weekend up to today?
Yes.
What did you see?
You showed me Game Changer Wrestling.
Uh-huh.
You showed me Biff Busick versus Mox.
Bloodsport 8.
Yes.
Ooh. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
No. Here's why.
Doesn't matter why. Okay. Did you like it?
I liked it.
Talk about it, regardless of why it's not on your list.
Okay.
Or why you wouldn't pick it.
I liked it.
This is your first presentation of the Bloodsport style.
Right.
Before Raw Underground was a thing.
Yes.
What did you think of the whole thing?
I thought it was interesting. It's wrestling without ropes.
MMA type rules ish.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know. The gimmick is that it's wrestling without ropes. I don't really understand why it's a blood sport other than, we're going to hit each other really hard and we're probably going to bleed. You could have that with or without ropes. Whatever. Putting the gimmick aside. Oni Lorcan, now Biff Busick.
Then Big Busick.
Oh, well, and now him again. I like him. I like it a lot. I like that he's kind of a big deal. A big enough deal to go up against Mox. Cool. Was it a good match? Excellent. But I had already watched that match.
Yuta.
On a bigger stage.
Yeah.
With brighter lights.
Yeah.
And people that wear deodorant in the crowd.
Even though Bloodsport happened first.
Exactly. But if a bear takes a shit in the forest and I'm not there to sniff it.
The Impact defense.
Yeah. This was like, hey, how do I practice for my match with Wheeler Yuta without fucking up Wheeler Yuta? Well, let's fuck up Oni Lorcan. Okay, cool. It was almost the exact same match.
Yeah, it was.
Almost was.
I was going to tell you when it finished. Did that look familiar?
It did. It looked very familiar. So I liked it. It was good. Everything that I liked about Wheeler Yuta versus Jon Moxley, I liked about Biff Busick versus Jon Moxley. It was good.
In that case, I would have, especially since we wound up having a little extra time thanks to Burger King, I would have actually showed you the main event, which was Chris Dickinson against Minoru Suzuki.
Ooh.
And Chris Dickinson beat Minoru Suzuki because at one point he had Suzuki on a mount and he was no longer defending himself. And the referee stopped the match. Just like MMA. If you're not defending yourself.
Here's the thing that I didn't like and why it puts Wheeler versus Yuta versus Mox over Biff versus Mox. the end. And maybe it's just because it's that style of the
and
rules
it's the
of the
first
match.
time you're seeing it. The
where
flying
it's just
knee, and that was
flying
it.
knee, that's it. It's over. No, I think he's dead. Is he dead?
He's not moving.
Yeah, but it's just like,
He's
boom.
dead.
Okay, he's knocked out. Like, well, how do you know he's knocked out? You didn't get a 10 count. You didn't raise his arm. You didn't check on him. You just saw, boom, he's down. What if he just got up in the next minute or two?
I get you.
You know, like, maybe that's because of the rules. Maybe it's because this is not something that I'm used to. But I don't know. It seemed a little abrupt, the ending.
Like night 2.
Yeah.
I figured you would have been used to it by now.
Yeah. Well.
I also got to see this morning or yesterday morning Zack Sabre Jr. lose to Kazuchika Okada at Hyper Battle, the main event. Sabre won the New Japan Cup tournament, which our partner Hector's been telling us, hey, the match against Naito we need to watch. And hey, the match before the finals that he had, we need to watch, which we didn't. Which you probably wouldn't have voted for anyway, because if it came all the way up to this and he didn't win the title, you would have been like, nah. So there's but this is weird. I think I've made this comment before. Tired of Okada with the belt, man. I know they've had a lot of shitty things happen in New Japan the last couple of months, years. Again, add to the list. Fucking Ospreay hurt fucking Sonata during the tournament. Ospreay beat Sonata. So now Sonata's relinquishing the U.S. title that he just got. So it's going to be Ospreay versus Tanahashi, and the winner gets the belt. Sabre's match with Okada was really good. And I think I'm suffering the same thing that you did with one of our picks or one of our suggestions with Yuta and Mox, where, man, if Sabre would have won. He's wrestled Okada a couple of times, and the last time or two, he's beaten Okada. And this would have been a great time with that New Japan World Heavyweight Championship that they're sporting around with the Cody tattoo on leather. And I was like, man, let's get another new kid over, and Sabre would have been fucking good. You know, I think he's wrestled enough that he's earned his worth to give him a shot to see if he can have a decent run with the belt. And there were moments where I was like, oh, Sabre's finally gonna fucking get him. And it didn't happen. I was like, same thing right there. However, there was one other text I sent over the weekend.
Okay.
And it was Friday after the Briscoes versus FTR. And I'm like, fellas, y'all got some homework. FTR and Briscoes, 4 months of build from Final Battle when FTR showed up and they started brawling with the Briscoes. And I've been sharing their fucking Briscoes backyard video promos from Sandy Fork in the chicken house, talking up that shit. I anticipated it as a 10, and it ended up as a fucking 11.5.
Yes.
I am willing to put FTR versus the Briscoes from Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor as our Indies pick so far of 2022 as a fucking match of the year candidate.
Do we have any indie picks?
None. And we did not have one last year.
Throw that motherfucker on there.
You saw it. Defend the pick.
It was a damn good match. Do I think that Bucks versus FTR was better? Yes. But AEW is technically a different category than ROH because ROH falls under our Indies category. And unless we want to retroactively say ROH is its own category and then other Indies, no.
And you might not have had as good a story in the AEW match without this ROH match that happened first.
That's very true. But for sure, so, ROH is Indies. It's not going to be its own ROH and other Indies. No? Okay, well then, if we are going to do it that way, fuck yes, throw it on there. It was a great match, very hard hitting, and what was very interesting is that between those two matches, the ROH and the AEW match, I said something while we were watching them because we did watch both. I said the formula for the Bucks match, at least on FTR's side, is a little bit reversed. Because Cash Wheeler was the one that was getting his ass whooped in one and then had to be saved by Hardwood, whereas the other match, it was the other way around.
Hardwood got fucked up from that fucking suplex. Yeah. My God, he saved it the last fucking minute. Man.
And I think I've always wanted to say that the Jannetty was Wheeler and that, the Shawn would be Hardwood, but I don't know. That particular match kind of proved me otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
And man, redneck kung fu. That's some good shit, man. That is some good.
Especially
shit.
when you haven't had it in a while. I can't remember. I'm not sure if you can remember the last time you've seen a Briscoes match.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
And those two were perfect together. I think there are certain moments in professional wrestling where the switch goes off and you go from hating something to really liking something. King of the Ring 96, Austin 316. 2002, Triple H returning from the quad surgery. This match where fucking Dax took that fucking suplex, and toughed that shit out, and then went through that fucking match. At that point, they became baby faces. They started that match as heels. Obviously, they didn't do the code of honor. Fucking Dax spit in fucking Jay Briscoe's face. They were doing a lot of heelish shenanigans. At the end of that match, oh man, I can't hate them. At least for now, I can't hate them. It's almost the fucking Logan Paul effect. Like, I gotta respect these guys.
Yeah.
They're fuck. And then that was on one side with Dax. And then watching Cash on the Dynamite match, fuck, it balanced out completely. So now I'm just like you. Like, I want to see FTR. Jurassic Express, you're losing the belts to Red Dragon, and then we're getting Red Dragon and FTR at Double or Nothing that you're going to be at live in Vegas. I mean, count on it.
Hopefully.
Count on it.
I mean, I still want to see a triple threat or maybe a fatal four-way between all four of those teams.
Yeah.
Briscoes and Bucks included.
Yeah.
But, ooh, man, I don't know.
So it's official. Briscoes, FTR.
Yes, throw it on there. Throw it on there. Throw that shit on there.
News. Samoa Joe is back.
Yes.
Showed up at Supercard to defend Gresham,
which
was also a good match, but I wouldn't have followed fucking that. I mentioned it in the podcast also. ROH FTR, I mean, Briscoe's FTR should have ended that show. Nothing was going to follow it, and nothing did, with the exception of the 5 minutes of Samoa Joe beating the fuck out of fools. He's AEW contracted, so he is wrestling.
Yeah.
This Wednesday.
Yeah.
Minoru Suzuki. Murder
man.
Grandpa versus Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe, who broke out the Schmurder dance.
Yes.
After that badass rap from fucking Max Caster.
Yeah. God
damn. Why are you giving him a chance? When we were beating him in the ratings, that was their champ. Fuck, dude.
That was good. That was real good.
Can you believe that in 2022, Tony Khan has Bryan Danielson, CM Punk, and Samoa Joe in the same company?
That's not named ROH.
It's not named ROH.
But could go to ROH.
And also owns ROH. What a time to be alive.
What a time. Hell yeah.
Oh my God. What else? Okay. Be serious for a second. Arnold had been messaging us some of this stuff in the last week or so, but it came to a head last week. Kimberly and Nash Carter. Go.
Yeah.
You've been doing a lot of that today for a post-Wrestlemania show.
I know, right?
Where does this one come from?
This is just, I don't know, man. I don't know really where to put it. You know, there's a lot of stuff where Kimberly is, you know, saying that all this shit happened, right? And it makes sense that, and I think we've said this before, whenever somebody is, you know, coming out and saying, hey, this person, you know, attacked me, assaulted me, did this and that, you always want to kind of err on the side of believing the person that
was assaulted.
Yeah, that was assaulted, right? You know, you're guilty until proven innocent in the court of public opinion with that kind of thing. But there's some interesting stuff that kind of helps that proof swing the other way.
Yeah.
So I don't know who this other girl is that's a roommate of theirs that says, hey, no, Kimber's the crazy one.
So, you know, so Nash Carter, he's the kid that got let go. His tag team partner, Wesley, Desmond Xavier, Nash has been staying with Xavier and his wife. Nash has been staying away from his current wife, who is Kimberly, because the reporting is that she's not all there.
Yeah.
So he was the one trying to do right. And apparently he didn't get let go because of what happened between him and Kimberly.
Okay.
He got let go because Kimberly leaked pictures of Wesley Hitler stash doing the stand.
Yeah.
That's what got him let go.
Yeah, which that right there makes me fucking shake my head. Not because I'm pro Nazis
or you're victim shaming, like Arnold said earlier about me and Lacey Evans.
No, but it's because like, oh, you're gonna release somebody for that, but not for
abuse.
Yeah, actual abuse. Yeah. Like that's fucked up. Yeah. Like that's what it's gonna take to release somebody.
We'll make it clear in case anyone sees a cloud of anything besides judgment. A man hitting a woman unprovoked, undeserved, unnecessary, that's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
That's already established.
Yeah.
The tweets that Kimberly was sending out, where this is what happened years ago in our marriage, and I've forgiven him. Then why the fuck are you bringing it up now? That's the other issue. And this is why the court of public opinion has so much power.
Yeah.
We always ask, when is it enough? When is it enough? When does somebody give enough restitution or pay enough dues that it's okay? And no one's ever going to be satisfied. You know why? Because there isn't a set timetable. You know who sets timetables?
Judges.
Judges! That is why you don't fucking wait. If someone is an ass to you and they put their hands on you and they hurt you, pick up the fucking phone, call the fucking police, get them fucking arrested. So a judge puts the timetable. And once they've served that timetable, we decide if they've reformed or not. And they don't have the courage, they don't have the confidence to continue their assholery with other fucking people. So when Kimberly says, oh, I already forgave him, then this should not be a conversation. This is kept private between the two of you. You're doing this now, WrestleMania weekend, them just receiving the tag titles because you're being envious or you're holding a grudge. Forgiveness does not come with grudges. Forgiveness does not come with strings. You forgive someone, let it go. The gold doesn't bother you anyway. Why now? And that's where, whether she's a few fries short of a Happy Meal upstairs or she's being vengeful, that's the part where people lose credibility in crying wolf or doing things like that. I've just made it clear. If someone's being evil to you, you shut that shit down. The longer you go unspoken of it, the worse it is for everyone among us. And that Kimberly stuff, I just sat the wrong way with me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know why now, because that's an interesting question that you put up. Because
the same thing with the Me Too movement.
The timing is kind of weird. Yeah, because why would if you are husband and wife, why would there be jealousy? If they're succeeding, you're succeeding, basically. So I don't get it. Like there must be something else that we don't know that is causing the timing of this to bring up old stuff, to put it into the court of public opinion, to basically leverage the court of public opinion to get this person canceled. Why now? I don't know why now. Is it something because maybe there is some abuse that's going on right now? Maybe this is her way of picking up the phone, like you said, and doing something about it now. Somebody's being evil to you.
Or guess what? We've done dumb shit when we were younger.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
And since I don't know, I can't properly judge. All I could do is just like, man, that's fucked up, and shake my head. Now, I'm not going to sit here and blame somebody for not saying something. Because it's hard. It's hard to talk about stuff like that. It's always hard. So it's hard to get out of that mental trap, that mental state, to say, oh, somebody's being evil to me. Let me pick up the phone. That's tough to do, man. So I'm not going to really rail on somebody and blame somebody to say, well, you should have done it then.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, I get what you say, but that's easier said than done.
Yeah. We've all got problems that are easier said than done.
And I don't know what the actual situation is. I don't know where the truth is with this particular situation because I don't know either of them, and I'm not there with them in their house or in the buddy's house. But you have one person saying one thing, and then you have this other seemingly third party, but probably not really a third party saying something opposite. So I really don't know what to make of it. All I know is that him getting fired for, well, we can't get him on the abuse, I don't want to say charges, abuse allegations. So let's just get him on this like Hitler stash, which independently, yeah, sure, I fire somebody because they a picture surfaced of them doing the Hitler stuff.
Says the company that just named this kid Gunther. That wants to name him Stark.
And the other one's Ludwig. Yeah. Goddamn. But I don't know, man.
The punchline to the joke is kind of shitty too. There's posted on Twitter, on Facebook Twitter from WWE. Hey, MSK are relinquishing the tag titles. No shit, you fired one. What the fuck? Again, more interesting booking. Have Leslie find a partner.
Okay.
Is Steve Austin fucking Shawn Michaels left?
Sign the other one that's still over in Impact.
Man,
what was his
people
name?
People have been mentioning that online all week. And to be upfront, I've seen enough of Trey Miguel. He's got a world title run coming up in the next 12 to 16 months in Impact. He ain't ever gonna get a fucking title run anywhere else.
Okay.
Maybe Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. But Trey Miguel's been in there long enough, and if he turned down an offer from the big machine to stay with the mom and pop need to be hooking this motherfucker up.
Okay.
So as much as it'd be cool to bring back the rest of fucking Rascals to perform MSK 2.0, Trey Miguel ain't leaving Impact. He's dug his roots so deep that he ain't gonna be pulled out anytime soon. Yeah. Sucks for fucking Desmond Xavier, but again, the morbid curiosity from WrestleMania weekend. I'm watching NXT to see what the fuck they're gonna do.
Okay, that's fair.
Raw tomorrow.
Jesus, how much more notes do you have here?
Raw. We're going through. We've gone through the WrestleMania weekend. You're come down from the high of WrestleMania. Let's see if it's just lust or if the flame of WWE has been reignited. Raw. Cody Rhodes versus The Miz. Number
7.
Who's winning?
Cody.
7. I have Logan Paul interference giving Cody the win.
Oh.
Give me Logan Paul versus The Miz at WrestleMania Backlash. RK Bro versus the Usos for tag title unification.
Already?
Well, they said it on SmackDown.
Why I thought he said, "Hey, I want you to."
He told them go to Raw this Monday in Detroit. Bring back the Raw tag team titles, and they went.
And it's booked. The match is happening.
Yep.
Holy shit! I think that they are not going to be successful because they need to drag this out and buy some time for the tribal chief to heal up the shoulder. So this is going to be something. So some sort of shenanigans, some sort of DQ, Roman's getting involved, or something weird's going to happen, and there is not going to be a title change. Not yet.
I'm at a 5.
I'm at a 7.
I know when I'm being sold to. For anybody that hasn't been paying attention, we've already gotten some sort of RKO versus Usos 4 times in the last 4 weeks.
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay.
The rekindling of the flame, it ain't from this wick. No.
Okay. It is for me because I don't think I've seen the other ones, but whatever.
Veer Mahan against Rey Mysterio.
4. So?
4. Veer.
Yeah.
NXT. Dakota Kai gets a title shot at Mandy Rose's women's title. Or NXT title.
Okay.
Give me a number.
4.
Oh, yeah. You don't watch 2.0.
I don't care.
7. Rose is holding on to it.
Okay.
Cameron Grimes against Solo Sikoa. Uso's brother, Solo Sikoa.
Oh, okay.
Number. North American title.
5, I guess?
7.
Okay.
I got Grimy winning.
Okay.
It was scheduled to be MSK against Grayson Waller and Sanka for the tag titles for the men. But obviously that's scrapped because the MSK got blown the fuck up. So we're gonna get a new match and probably new champions on Tuesday. Dynamite! It's Wednesday. You know what this means.
Mm-hmm.
Jurassic Express versus Red Dragon for the tag titles. Number
8.
I'm also at 8.
Yeah.
Dragons winning.
I think, the Dragons are going to beat the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, but what if the dinosaurs win? Oh, man. That would be interesting.
Just when you had WrestleMania weekend all figured out.
Yeah. Once you have all the answers, they change the questions. Oh.
I am at a 10. Minoru Suzuki defends the Ring of Honor Television Championship against Shmurda Samoa Joe.
I'm at a 10 as well. I really want to see Murder Grandpa versus Joe. Elite Joe.
I fucking can't call this. I don't see Samoa Joe going to Ring of Honor as a champion, but I don't see Suzuki losing.
I can call this. Joe is winning. Suzuki is like here for a little bit. He's a Japanese wrestler. He's going back to Japan at some point.
Racist.
He's going back to New Japan at some point. He's not sticking around here. This is a feel good. Hey, check it out. Yeah. Like this, he's not at home in one of these promotions. His home promotion is New Japan. So he's
even if it's in the United States.
Yeah. So he's gonna give that title back to Joe. Joe's gonna go into ROH, even though he can bounce back and forth between ROH and AEW.
Because he's fat.
And he's fucking Samoa Joe. So yeah, Joe's winning this.
What's your number?
At 10. I said it. I said it was 10.
Jade Cargill against Marina Shafir for that bitch show title. She could be 30-0 with this win against Shafir.
Man is 7. I like Jade Cargill. I like the streak thing that they got going with her, this Goldberg kind of run. I think it's interesting. I don't give 2 flying fucks about Marina Shafir. So yeah, let's go 30-0. Let's do it. Come on.
I'm at a 9.
Okay,
and it's all Jade.
Okay,
her promo. I don't know if it. I think it was on AEW. That promo. She had the glasses.
Yeah.
She's a fucking star, dude. Holy fuck, I do not need Blue Chew when she comes on my telly.
I got a little bit of a hot take.
Uh-oh.
Jade Cargill does not need Smart Mark Sterling.
That's a story that's 9 months down the road, and once they pull that fruit out the ground, you're going to be loving every drop.
And Smart Mark Sterling is already finding other clients.
Yeah.
So it's okay if he loses
Tony
Jade.
Nese.
Yeah, Tony Nese being one of them.
That interests me too.
Yeah. I think she doesn't need a mouthpiece, but I see how she needed one. Yeah. And even going forward, like, I could see why TV executives were like, I'm not sure if we want her talking because she's a little rough, you know?
That last hour on Dynamite and that hour of Rampage, the FCC people aren't pressing any bleep out buttons.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going. If you're okay with her being a little rough and we're not bleeping out stuff and people can say shit now,
not just that. And I don't mean
that bitch show. Let her.
I don't mean to sound derogatory when I say this. She is getting the term "that bitch show" over as fuck to the point that that's going to be part of her character, and you're going to be seeing that on television, if not already hearing it. The network just needs to get used to it because she's going to be the one bringing you money. She's going to be the one putting tickets and putting butts in the seats. If you're looking for crossover people to show up on other programming on Turner Broadcasting, she's one of the first people you use.
Speaking of her putting butts in the seats, how do you feel about the baddie section?
I need a shirt.
Are you in the baddie section?
I'm in Houston in 6 weeks. I want a fucking shirt. I will make my fucking own section if we don't get out on TV. Well, I am all, dude. So
I'm not sure if you have the baddie section. So, you got the baddies for it.
So I'm gonna bring that full circle. Have you been surfing social media lately?
A little bit.
Did you see the clip that they showed on Dynamite where they had the baddie section and at the very front was the one dude? And so he posts pictures on his Twitter.
Yeah.
He met Jade Cargill after the show and he's wearing a homemade That Baddie shirt and Jade put him over. Jade put him over online. There's hope for us. Hey, isn't AEW all inclusive?
I guess so.
Baddie is not tied to just being a woman. So if Arnold's gonna be my date, we both wearing that shit. She has become. Britt Baker took fucking MJF's pillar position.
Mm-hmm.
Jade just stole somebody else's.
Okay.
Jade is that bitch right now.
Yeah.
I'm paying to see Jade.
Mm-hmm.
On the backside of it, right now, it's kind of like Marvel and DC. They're trying to steal other people's shit. You got WWE trying to have their own cowboy shit with Brock. You have AEW trying to be WWE with Ronda being their MMA star. I have not seen anything about Marina Shafir on the 3 hours we have on television,
right,
that make me believe she has any credibility at all of even having this match.
Yeah.
If anything, it's a 2-part system. You need to have somebody on television that the fans are seeing to justify the record. Yeah. You can't have Goldberg going 170 if all of them were house shows and nobody saw that shit.
Right.
And if you're gonna try to copy WWE, at least do a better job. Would you rather see Marina Shafir against Jade Cargill, or do you want to see Paige Van Zandt, who has a better record than Marina Shafir, who's actually been on television on Dynamite and Rampage, who's actually had pay-per-view matches?
Eventually.
Exactly.
Not for 30.
Yeah.
That's why I'm okay with Marina Shafir
today.
Because at some point, it's going to be Paige Van Zandt. At some point, it's going to be all the other girls on the roster.
At some point, I think it's Britt Baker that beats her.
Oh.
I think Britt's done enough up to this point that if you like FTR, it just takes one moment to turn her babyface.
Do you think maybe Nyla will beat her? Nyla Rose.
It'll be a fun match to watch.
Yes, it will.
It'd be fun.
Yeah.
They just need to put a little more credibility in Nyla.
Yeah.
And maybe give Vicky a lot more to say than just, excuse me.
Yeah.
That got over 10 years ago on the competition. Yeah. It's AW. You could be a little different. You could be a little different. We've got like 9 different Jerichos in these 3 years on AW.
Yeah.
Vicky. Dame algo nuevo, way.
Cabrona.
Championship week. Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland against Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs. Tag match. Number
9.
9.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Team Taz winning this.
You know what? Sure.
Starks' hometown in New Orleans this week for Dynamite. And
Team Taz is a team. An established team. Keith Lee and Swerve are not teammates.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Exactly. So I could see them losing. And yeah, it goes against their record, but it goes against their tag record. So it's fine. It's okay if they lose that one. But let the credibility of Team Taz still be there. Yeah. Next.
MJF against Captain Shawn Dean.
Okay, who the fuck is this Captain Shawn Dean, and why do we care about him?
Shawn Dean's dude, if I'm not mistaken, is from the Army. And his debut match was against MJF. Mm-hmm. And he beat MJF because CM Punk interfered and cost MJF distraction.
You're right.
And then Shawn Dean had a match last week on Dynamite against Shawn Spears. And he beat won. Shawn Spears because of distraction from Wardlow. Yeah. So MJF is like, I'm shutting this shit down. Yeah. You're going to get your first loss. I'm going to be the one to give it to you this Wednesday on Dynamite. And I'm at a 7. I've got Shawn Dean winning because Wardlow is going to get some of that. Oh!
I'm at a 5. The entire 5 is for MJF and possibly Wardlow. I really don't care if Simon Dean wins again or not.
At some point, something else needs to make him something relevant. But right now, ride the wave.
Yeah. Okay.
Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz against Chris Jericho and 2.0 six-man taggy. Number
4.
What?
4. The thing that brings this down for me,
Jericho,
is 2.0.
What? They got stupid names. I'll give you that.
I
got really stupid names.
I don't care about any of the Jericho Appreciation Society.
Not even Daniel Garcia?
No, I don't care about them. I would have rather had Daniel Garcia be his own person.
Or with Daniel Bryan.
Dump fucking 2.0. Let 2.0 be like nowhere on the AEW roster. And let Hager do something. Maybe Hager's still Jericho's buddy. And that's it. Like, I didn't need the Jericho Appreciation Society. It's not something that I needed. Sorry.
Dang.
And you already know how I feel about Kingston. And I feel like Kingston is just going to bring down Santana and Ortiz.
Dang! I'm at a 6.
Okay, what do you got winning?
Jericho Appreciation Society.
I got LAX 3.0. This is, the third iteration of LAX, right?
Yes.
Okay.
SmackDown. Ricochet against Jinder Mahal for the Intercontinental title. Mahal
6.
literally said, "Get Ricochet out of the fucking."
6.
Yeah.
Ricochet's retaining.
Really? I got Mahal winning.
Okay, cool.
Ricochet's.
They're not going to do anything with it anyway, so keep it on Ricochet. Let him stay home.
5.
Okay.
We're going to try this again.
Okay.
Drew McIntyre against Sami Zayn. You saw SmackDown last Friday. What happened last time?
I forgot. What?
Sami Zayn just left. You don't want to fight
that's
McIntyre.
right. Yeah.
He don't want to fight McIntyre.
He didn't want none.
So we're doing it again.
So 5.
4.
Okay.
He's walking out again.
Sure. What's stopping him this time? He's just going to run away. No. I know what's going to happen. He's going to try to run away, and a big plastic hand. I'll do that.
I had 3 more payments before I paid off this computer. Now it's full of beer. Rampage. Adam Cole.
Baby.
Adam Page. Hangman.
Baby. Wait,
Cowboy shit.
Battle of the Atoms.
Part 2.
Yes.
Texas Death Match for the AEW title.
9. What's keeping you?
Why aren't you busting that nut?
Because it's a Texas Death Match. And that means that the advantage goes to the one with friends, which is Adam Cole and his Red Dragons. Not necessarily the babyface, who does have friends, but not really. He kind of keeps them at arm's distance. The Dark Order, he's kind of their friend, but it's like, I'm over here, guys. You know. I don't see the Dark Order coming out to even the odds, but maybe they will. I don't know. I think there's too much shenanigans there, and I got Adam Cole winning.
What if Red Dragon beats Jungle Express?
Yeah.
On Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then walk into the locker room, they bump into FTR and say something stupid.
Right.
And then Red Dragon comes out to help out Adam Cole.
Mm-hmm.
And then to build up the tag team match, you get FTR from North Carolina to come save the Cowboy. And that's how we get the train going towards Double or Nothing. And when you get FTR against Red Dragon Daddy.
Yeah.
And Adam Page successfully retaining the title.
What's your number?
6.
6. All that for a 6.
Anticipation. I'm not a fan of this death match. And I don't know where all of a sudden Adam Cole wants to have a Texas death match every time he's in Texas.
Because he's in Texas.
Yeah, no.
Cowboy shit. Come on.
Millennium Cowboys. They don't do death matches. They do fucking thumb wrestling, or they go fucking, I don't know. Death match, you know what? WWE is the sports entertainment. AEW is pro wrestling. I don't like too many hardcore things in my pro wrestling.
Okay.
Give me Adam Cole versus Adam Page in a regular match. I already got it. So the rematch, do something else. But Texas Death Match, I'm with you. I don't want to see a Texas Death Match. 6, 5, whatever the fuck.
See, okay,
and I got
hold on. I want to clarify something. I'm not against a Texas death match because it's a Texas death match. I'm against a Texas death match because that means there's going to be shenanigans with other people involved.
There's going to be shenanigans regardless of what the match is, so might as well make it a match that'd be interesting.
Okay.
Texas death match. Ugh. That's in Dallas. Fuck
Dallas. Next.
Saturday. TNT special. AEW Battle of the Belts 2.
Okay.
Thunder Rosa defending the AEW championship against Nyla Rose.
8.
I'm also at an 8.
Thunder's going to retain.
This could be the match that steals the show for this week's wrestling.
It
has the anticipation to do it. I
can.
feel like this will be booked just like Rose versus Riho was, but Rosa will do the babyface in peril a lot better than Riho did.
Okay.
I'm expecting this to be a banger of a fucking match. The reason I'm at an 8 is because there's only been so far one promo that I saw building this match. I'm not sure if I fell asleep through last Wednesday, whatever happened.
I think there's probably
and it's Rosa's first defense. Do you really want Rosa to lose the first defense regardless of who it is?
That's why I think she's going to win.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean it could be a bad match. It could be a great match.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, I mean, you've been married. You are married.
I've
been married.
You've been married.
Give some advice to Corey Graves and just tie the knot to Carmella.
Oh, that's right. We all got to see all the nice little cutesy pictures and this and that, right?
Well, we could end the stupid storyline already on television with Carmella and Queen Zelina.
Yeah.
Give us some advice.
Some advice. Let's see here. Just leave the toilet seat down. Sit to pee. It's more relaxing.
You're at home. You don't need to stand up when you're at home.
Yeah, so just kick back, bust out your phone, look at
even better.
Even memes.
Even if you're just taking a leak, use the bidet anyway.
Oh yeah, get a bidet. It'll be great. Her hoo-ha will always be clean.
And if you're into that kind of thing, solely yours. Wow! And on that.
Adios, my friends. Keep it classy. God damn, I wish you had a bidet because I gotta go.
It's out.